City of Gulfport, downtown Gulfport Senior Center. I'm Chef Jack, in the kitchen with Chef Jack. Today we're going to do a cream of asparagus soup with a red pepper oil. It's real simple, and we're going to do a little signature sauce with some sour cream. We're just going to thin it down a little. So as always, we have our cutting board, chef knife, spoon, spatula, towels. We got our 4-quart pot and a 6-quart pot. So early what I did is I took the stems from the asparagus, I took the skins from the potatoes and the carrots, the stems from the parsley, little peppercorn, and we just did a vegetarian stock, and we just did it about a half hour ago just to give you a nice, little bit more flavor for the asparagus, okay? So first what we're going to do is we're going to go about mise en place. We've got all our stuff. We've got fresh spinach, 2 bunches of asparagus, roasted red pepper, fresh parsley, potatoes, carrots, onion, oil, salt, pepper, little cornstarch for a swirl, little Parmesan cheese. So we're going to put our roasted red peppers in here, just a little bit of oil. We're going to puree that later and we're going to make like a little sauce for that. Heavy cream and regular milk. And then our emulsifier. So first we're going to start out with a little oil. It's about a tablespoon of oil, 2 tablespoons of oil, not much. We're going to take our onion. And we're just going to do it doesn't have to be a big dice, be a large dice, because we're going to puree this, so it doesn't matter what the size is, okay? Keep that going. Now you can leave the skins on or you can keep them off. I leave them on, but I took one off and took the other one on. I use the skins and use that for the stock. But it's really up to you. You use any kind of potato you like. Yukon, red potatoes, really doesn't matter. So we want to just let us saute this a little bit.
Any kind of liquid to that? Does it make it known?
Huh?
Any kind of liquid?
Well, I'm going to add the stock that I did earlier. So I just like to just saute the onions because you want to get a little bit of flavor, the caramelized onions, the potatoes. We're going to toss in a few carrots. I like to put spinach in a lot of stuff. Makes it a little bit more green. You got more vegetables in there for you. This one's pretty simple to make. Then we'll just toss a little of our salt and pepper. About a teaspoon of each. Since we did do a vegetable stock, you're going to have a little salt in there. Now for our stock, as you can see, all I did was I just put asparagus, the onions, carrots, and potatoes. A little bit of vegetable stock. So all we're going to do is we're going to strain that into our soup. I put a few peppercorns. You could put, if you want to put a little fresh garlic in there. It's really up to you. Now using the soup is going to take probably about 20-25 minutes because you're going to bring it up to a simmer, and it's really just wait until the carrots and potatoes are done because the asparagus is pretty quick. So I just did the asparagus. We just used the stems for the stock. I'm just going to cut up in a few more pieces.
Chef, you said to buy 2 bunches?
Yes.
Usually asparagus is sold by the pound. Would that be 2 pounds?
You know what, the store, usually it's just in those one big bunches. Maybe it is a pound.
The elastic band.
Huh?
With the elastic band.
Yeah, with the band on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe it is a pound, but I call that a bunch too. So I guess it's one bunch, but same. It's 1 pound. So this is 2 pounds of asparagus. And this will make probably about a little bit more than a gallon. So it'll be like, 6 to 8 big bowls or 10 or 12 smaller bowls. Just depends what you like, how much you want. Well, what's good about this is that you can use this as a soup, but you can do this as a sauce. So say you made some pasta, you put this sauce right over there, put a little Parmesan cheese, if you want to do a vegetarian style, or buy a roasted chicken, toss in some chicken on top, some fresh tomatoes. You can pretty much do whatever you like in this. With the parsley, all I did was just wash it, and I'm just going to put in the fresh parsley. And while that's cooking, so I'll show you how we do the red pepper. I mean, it's pretty simple. Just get, one of your like NutriBullet or anything like that. All I did was I just bought a can of red peppers in a jar, just added about another 1/4 cup of oil, put a little salt and pepper in there. You're just going to use your emulsifier. And you can do this even, people will make like a red pepper dressing. If you want to put some vinegar, you can make this as a dressing. What I'm going to use it for today is just to, just to put a little extra flavor with the asparagus and a little bit of color. So we're just going to pour this a little bit on top of the asparagus soup. And that's all you do. Clean it off a little bit. And then what I did with the sour cream is I did the same thing. All right, well, sour cream, so what you do is take like a cup of sour cream and then about a 1/4 cup of water or milk. Just take that, either use a fork, you just want to thin it down. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to just do it as a little signature, kind of make the soup fun, make it pretty. All right, now while that's cooking, and add just our fresh spinach. It's already been washed. I used to just buy baby spinach in a bag.
Is that 2 bags?
No, this is just 1 bag. It's amazing how much, after you take it out of the bag, it just blows up. But then after you cook it, you'll get about, 4 ounces of spinach. Any questions? Actually, Miss Sue, if you don't mind doing me a favor,
No.
go back in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I think you know what I'm missing. Actually, Sue has helped me out. She gave me these little bottles so we could do a little signature sauce today. They used to do it like, when you used to go to restaurants and they would do like, like a butter sauce they would put on a plate and they would just outline it with a little different colored sauces and stuff and then make a little design. So that's what we're going to do today.
Chef Jack, I love everything, all of the ingredients in this. It's unfortunate that asparagus and onions do not like meat at all.
Well,
So,
I mean, you can make this a spinach soup,
That's what I want to know.
so just put more spinach in it. And then you don't have to use onions. Like I said, you can put anything you want. You
I
like
love
onions?
what onions do. I love the flavor of onions. There's nothing that's going to replace it.
Shallots.
I mean, you could use shallots if
I
they're...
can use
Yeah,
shallots.
shallots.
Chop the green.
You could
Yeah.
chop up some scallions.
Green
So, I mean, if they're too strong for you.
So this recipe would be, because everything's great, except for the asparagus, so I could double up on the spinach. The spinach soup, good?
Oh yeah, cream of spinach. I love cream of spinach.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And then the 2 cups of onion, just use other kinds of, the green parts of other onions.
Yeah, and you wouldn't even have to put onions. If you don't want onions, you don't have to.
So, leeks.
Yeah, there's leeks.
Yes.
But if you're going to use leeks when they puree don't break up as much. So you know, you probably, if you're going to use leeks, make sure you just use the white part of
Can't
it.
do
Don't use the green part.
I have to use the green part, not the white part.
Wow. Then you better cook them really good.
Like, yeah, right, green onions
Yeah.
or scallions, yeah.
What you could do is you could put it in the stock. So you can, when you're making the stock, take the leeks and cook it in the stock, and then you get that flavor, but they won't be in it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that's
So
a great
take the
idea.
top of them, chop them up, and put it in your stock. Then you got your flavor in there. You don't have to worry about it. No, just.
Well, onions give your hot sauce.
Amongst many other things.
All right. Then we're just going to add. Now I just did regular milk. So that's 2 cups of regular milk. Okay. And someone was asking me earlier, and I do 2 cups of heavy cream. Now, if you don't want to use heavy cream, just take the 2 cups of heavy cream, take 2 cups of milk, and then just do like a 1/4 cup of cornstarch. All right, and then you just, like I'm going to show you guys how to do is just make a little swirl, and that'll thicken it up, just like heavy cream, but you don't have all the calories. So what I used to do is, so here's the cup of milk. We'll take a little bit of our cornstarch. Now you can use a fork. I just got a little whip. But all I just whip it around. And usually, you want to add your swirl kind of right before it starts to simmer. So you want it hot enough, but you don't want it boiling, because if it's boiling, it's going to clump up on you.
Is it always best to use cornstarch as opposed to?
Well, cornstarch is just for less calories, and especially people that are gluten-free, you can use cornstarch instead. Arrowroot, I don't like because it doesn't, like when you reheat it, arrowroot will be all gummy. And cornstarch is really easier. And it's good for most of the diets. So, and it's less calories. Like you can make roux, if I wanted to, I could have done flour and oil, then you're talking about a lot more calories. So, you know, it really depends on how fattening you want to make it. So, what you can do is let that cook down probably another 10 more minutes. Then we'll put our cornstarch swirl. And then what I'll do is I'll finish it off with a little Parmesan cheese. And then we did make a batch of soup. So this is the finished product. So there's the cream of asparagus soup. Yeah, it almost looks like split pea. You know, between it, because the asparagus is pretty dark, and then your spinach actually keeps it a little bit bright, and then the cream. So what we're going to do is, what I was telling you about is doing the signature sauce. So what you do is just take your soup. And then what you want to do, you just take your red pepper oil. And then the sour cream. And then all you do is just take your little knife. And I don't know if you can see that. It's going to be hard to tilt. But that's all I did. And then, unfortunately, got a little stuck with the red pepper oil and then the sour cream. And then you make a little design for it. Then you can put some fresh croutons on top, a little more Parmesan cheese if you'd like. And that's really about it. It's pretty easy. It's not going to work. And that's pretty much it. So it takes about, like I said, half hour, 45 minutes. So until next time, we'll be back in the kitchen with Chef Jack on October 1st. And we are going to be making, let's see, I think we're going to do a cream of pumpkin soup with roasted chutney apples. With crumbled blue cheese on top. All right, until next time, we'll see you again. Thank you for watching. All right, so now we're going to show you how we did the swirl. So a little bit of cornstarch. the milk. And what you want to do, take your emulsifier. As you can see, just go from the bottom to the top. You never want to be above the liquid because then it'll splatter all over the place. And as you're doing that, you just pour in your milk and cornstarch. It's going to take a couple of minutes, but all you want to do is just kind of press on the potatoes on the bottom and hit to the bottom. So it just keeps pureeing. Anybody have any other questions? We were talking about like using this emulsifier. Some people say, you know, they had to buy one of these. But using this, you can make homemade dressings. Like you can take this, put maybe a pint of strawberries in there, cut them up, put a little salt, pepper, a little red onion, and do like 2 to 1. 2 parts oil to 1 part vinegar, apple cider, red wine, whatever you want. Just emulsify it, and you got a homemade dressing. It takes 5 minutes. Or like I was talking about last time, we did a salsa. Say we bought some pico salsa at the store. Take that salsa, add about half a cup of oil, and some lemon juice, a little salt and pepper, some fresh cilantro, and you got a nice salsa vinaigrette. So you can make any kind of vinaigrette you want, any kind of citrus or fruit or whatever. This thing will puree it and make a nice fresh dressing. Alright, so as you can see, how it's pureed. And also, because I put those potatoes in it, it also helps thicken it too. And the heavy cream. Now I already put in the Parmesan cheese too. So this is how the soup looks. It's still a little bit thin, but it's going to cook down. So you're going to let it cook down for another 5-10 minutes, and then it's done. All right, till next time, have a great night.
Thank you.
Okay.